Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Darrin Jones. I'm leaving this message in behalf of candidate Darrin and his running for state rep. I believe that it's important that this message gets out to you from such a facility that I'm in, which is the Massachusetts Correctional Department, for this reason. There's nothing perfect that I can say, but there's a lot of truth that can get said. And one of the main problems we have in our community is lack of information that you get to receive. You don't get a chance to understand how this violence spill has been affecting our community all along, how it's affecting our grandkids, how it's affecting our children, and how it has affected our future. But living in here, when they talk about reentry, I've seen it. I have over 24 years more in behind these walls. There's a lot of things we see, but there's a lot of important things I know as well. And one of those things is that, along with Chuck Turner and others, Darrin did something that the other candidate didn't do. He came back into the prison system. No one can question his record on the street, because where he's been in his past is how you know that he's made a change. He came back in this facility. He came back into this correctional system and tried to make a change, and tried to work with us, and tried to say, we got to stop this cycle. He's in the heartbeat of the community with the guys that are in prison and outside of the prison to be able to talk to them about making a change. He can reach areas that the other candidate can't even get close to. In fact, if you were to do a check on your streets today to those that may be causing the problem and those that are trying to change it, they wouldn't even know the other candidate. But this is not about bashing people. This is about making changes. I have an invested interest in this change, as does Mr. Howell. In 1991, I lost my only brother to the gang violence that is going on out there in the community. And in 2008, I lost my son to that same violence.
This call may be recorded or monitored.
Mr. Howell has an invested interest because he has two daughters and a son who is expecting a future. Just as we have children that are expecting a future out of us. A future that goes beyond the two roads of prisons and graveyards. This is a tough question we have to answer. We need every tool we've got to stop our kids from killing each other. As I said, the problem has been a lack of information. You not being able to know that so many things come out of this prison system. Professionals have made promises with their textbook learning that they can't keep. That's why our kids continue to end up in the same situation. If there is a question on Mr. Howell's past record, if there's a question on where he's been and where he came from, then that point should be made right now that change is possible. Mr. Howell got an insight. He took a step to walk in here and he found out what was going on. That makes him a threat because he wants to let you know how your kids are dying. He wants to let you know why your kids are coming out of here smelling like smoke and still in flames. There are a lot of wives, brothers, fathers, mothers, grandmothers, who you have children behind the wall, you have children in the grave. It's time for us to get together and understand. It's time for each side to understand something has to be done. Not only does something have to be done, but why is the question that everybody in the community keeps asking. Why are they still killing each other? Why are the young and old against each other? Why are they killing innocent kids on the street? What are they so depressed about? Why are they hanging it up in prison? The thing that hasn't been answered for you is why. If a candidate has been in position before and people have been there a long time and they've been in that community watching and they want to run now against anybody, you should be telling yourself, well, since they never answered the question why, we need to put people in place who answer the question why. It is time that you understand the why. I believe Mr. Howell can answer the why. I have grandchildren out there that I want to see protected. This is not about me being incarcerated. This is about you being free. And the incarceration that I'm dealing with not affecting you, not affecting your children going to jail or going to the grave. There has to be other options. So I'm asking you to vote Darrin Hall because the old way hasn't worked. And if you put the same people in place who've always been along enough to watch the problem in the past, you'll have the same problem in the future, a problem we can't afford. Our children are our currency, and this is a recession we can't afford to have. We can't afford to lose anymore. A vote for Darrin Hall means a vote not just for change, but a vote for life. And we've got to vote on our blood count right now. We've got to vote on being able to get the women that are coming to these prisons to get your men to stay home. We've got to make a vote on the people that are out there losing their children, running into these funeral homes. We've got to find out why your children are dying. We've got to find out why these men are coming out that way. This is a vote for our life right now. I'm asking you to vote Darrin Hall, and I'm saying it from a prison system because I understand the kids here are not listening to anybody else. And if he has a ear and a heartbeat on what we're doing here, then it's time for this community to understand you better try something different. That's my plea to you. I greet you and good evening. Vote Darrin Hall because the vote for our life. Thank you very much.